Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Banter and Bliss podcast. My name is Allie, and I am here with my co-host, Jason.
Hey.
All right. And today we are doing a take 2 of this episode because earlier our audio didn't work. So still keeping our track record of technical difficulties, just as we do. But hopefully everything works out better in this episode. Hopefully our audio quality is working and seamless, but seems to be working. We did a test run, so hope all is well.
Yeah, we've recorded so many times that I forget like what the last time was. Like, have we done one with the new microphones? I don't think so. I think the first one we tried to do was this morning.
Yep.
Which
that was the first new mic episode, and then it didn't work. So this is the reshoot of that.
Yeah, pretty much. Hopefully that won't be an issue going forward. I know the default setting is set for
your laptop mic?
The USB one now. Well, yeah, because by default it was the laptop one. So it was like I was coming out like, 80% good quality.
And then me over here.
Yeah. She's like, yeah. So
well,
yeah.
We're rookie podcasters, but
yeah,
I think
fucking amateurs.
Yes, amateurs is the correct term. We should be good going forward, hopefully. Yeah, I expect we don't have any more audio problems unless just, I don't know, by nature.
Yeah, I mean, these are the initial ones, right? We had the little sound thing here and there, and then now we got the microphones, and now we know the microphone setup. So everything should be good. And presuming now it's going to actually keep it, and I did test it like 3 or 4 times. So we should be good on that issue.
We should be good.
I'm sure new issues will come up, and when they do, you can be there with us.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
So anyway, we're going to go into the continuation of the New Year's resolutions. This is part 2. I think we're going to do a 3-part series on this. So we'll go through a good number of goals today. And then we
already went through mine, my big one. So I kind of want us to kind of go over your big ones, or part of your big ones, and then some small ones of each of us.
Sounds naughty.
Does that sound weird?
Yeah, and
your big one, babe.
I mean,
no comment.
Yeah. So yeah. On today we got like the cute little glasses.
We're all about aesthetics in this household. Well, I'm turning you into aesthetics.
Yeah, I'm very minimalistic, but I don't mind minimalistic with nice aesthetics.
Yeah.
So, got a Cadillac Marg.
I got my water right now.
She's not drinking.
Earlier this morning, I had my coffee in the cute cup, but
she did. Actually, we both had it in the cute cups.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anyway, enough bantering, bullshitting.
Hashtag banter.
Let's go to some of the goals that we had outlined here. So, like I said, the passion project company idea, that whole thing, we'll save for the part 3. I think we'll talk about that and maybe another bigger.
That's
goal
your big
Allie's. One. Yeah, that's like my biggest one. But I want to go into some of the other goals that I had written down here. So
should we maybe like alternate, like do like a goal of yours, a goal of mine, goal of yours?
Yeah. Do you know yours or
no?
I'll read them because I've got the book in front of me right now, the stuff we wrote down.
Yeah.
And then we can kind of go and talk off them. All right. So the first one is a goal that I have not done on, I think, even one day this year so far. And I have some excuses I can provide. I don't know if they're legitimate.
Sleep one?
Yeah, the sleep one. So the goal is go to sleep no later than 2 a.m. and get up get at least 6 hours, but no more than 9 hours of sleep a night. So somewhere between 6 and 9 hours of sleep. Go to sleep by 2, which
you've been breaking both of those.
Yeah, I have not done either of those. And actually, Allie's done well, she's done the no later than 2 a.m. by knocking out like twice, especially this week. But yeah, no, we've been up. We're still, getting situated, accustomed to, well, not accustomed, but we're getting situated back with, a routine, schedule. I got laid off at the end of November, so it was literally a day before we went on our road trip. We were gone for, about 2.5 weeks, and then we had, the
Bunch of
Christmas
holidays.
party and all that
It's
kind of
like 2
stuff.
weekends of holidays with family in a row, and it was, well, then actually I got sick.
Then you got sick.
Yeah.
We were gonna go somewhere for New
Yeah.
Year's Eve, and then we didn't end up even doing that because you were sick. So,
Just December was crazy, like just all around.
yeah,
crazy.
December was a very, very busy month for us. So now what we want to do is try to get into the, uh, get some sort of a pattern going again. The only good thing I could say about the not sticking to the 2 a.m. is that I feel like I've been working a lot later at night. So it's like, I'm not like wasting all my time bullshitting.
You sort of
At
feel like
that
it's your
hour.
me time, but like productive me time.
Sort of, yeah. We've been focusing on stuff. There's a combination of you working on some of your work, but then also when you're um, the day kind of fluctuates, right? Like we wake up, you're getting out of bed, we eat, and maybe try to get a podcast in if we can. And that's about it before you go to work for a couple hours, and then during that time, I mean, it is I would say a nice productive time for me, because it's like it's kind of quiet here. It's just me, and so I'm able to kind of like focus on whatever it is that if I'm trying to research something or trying to trade or just like kind of my head's kind of clear. Um, and then you get back home, and then we eat and stuff like that. So it takes a little bit of time to kind of get into like a deep focus. I feel like the times that we get that when we're both here are if you're like writing or maybe reading your book or something, and we're kind of both in like the flow state, which sometimes is hard to get into, but when you're in it, it's like great, and you can kind of work on stuff. So yeah, and
Also,
we
well,
haven't.
the the late nights are sort of when our schedules kind of get less hectic. Like it's quiet, like in all terms of that meaning, where it's like there's just less distractions. Like even outside is quiet. It's just everything starting to slow down, and I feel like it's just more peaceful, and I can like do the things that are like actually the more quiet things that I need to do, like thinking of like a story or just what to write if I want to read. Like it's kind of like that time of night to do those things. When the world is still like bustling and stuff, I feel like there's just like a lot of news and there's a lot going on still. So I don't know, maybe that's just maybe a mindset thing or something, but I've always felt very peaceful in like the late nights.
Yeah, like what I've actually been kind of just like appreciating right now while you were talking about that was just the silence. Like I'm sure you guys can't hear, but like there hasn't been a car that has driven on the road since she started talking. So like it's just
Nothing.
it's just quiet, which is kind of nice.
Yeah,
And
because we live on a main road. Oh, there's one.
she just had to talk. Um,
But yeah, no, it's always loud and noisy and people honking.
yeah, and freaking asshole upstairs is like, I don't know, this
Oh, yeah.
person's like 1,000 pounds and they're like doing jumping jacks or some shit. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is, but it's always just like really loud bangs.
I
And
wouldn't
it's
be
like,
surprised if it's him just walking.
oh my God,
It's like,
that's intense.
yeah, it's pretty
Because
noisy.
it sounds like if you were to stand on your bed with like a set of like dumbbells and you fucking throw them off onto the floor. Like that's what it literally sounds like.
Yeah.
So weird. But anyway, yeah, so that's the goal. And we, we've been sleeping Quite a bit. So, I think that part of that too is like, kind of catching up from the road trip, or that'll just be cope and just saying that is it,
I
but it's
feel
not.
like
But
this has been a recovery period.
yeah, I mean, it's still early in January, but we're gonna try. We've got the alarm clocks set up. I think I think if we can, start to tailor it back, like, tomorrow, like 10,
Yeah, just slowly start waking up earlier, so it's not such like a
yeah,
shock.
because we've been having the alarms go off at like 10, and then just it's like
Yeah,
turn it up, and
just
then
snooze.
like today I was freaking like 12:30. I was
You were
like,
so tired today.
yeah, like she got out of bed, went to go take a shower, and I was like, yeah, I woke up like when you were like coming out of it, like, and I was like, wait, what the hell? Like, so weird. But yeah, so that's that one.
That one can easily be fixed. It's just we gotta just do it slowly and
yeah, like when I was working and stuff last year. I mean, I would wake up 7 to 8 o'clock. Actually, yeah, usually it would be like it would kind of be like sometimes around 7. Yeah, so 7 to 8 every single day. Um, and so it's
ew.
just about getting back into the habit of that. Let's go to a minor goal of yours.
Okay.
Oh, let's do. We'll do two minor goals of hers. One, there's not really much to talk about, thankfully, because we've been doing a good job at it.
Yeah.
So one of her minor goals is to start a podcast, or for us to start a podcast. So yeah, not much to talk about. We've been doing a good job on that so far. I feel like we've been putting the time in,
Yep.
and trying to get as many episodes out as possible. This is now the 6th episode, and that's with one or two re-recordings,
It's got to be at least
and
3, right?
probably an adjustment. And it's the 11th of the month, and we started at the beginning of the year. So and the first one wasn't until the 2nd.
Didn't we start last week?
Yeah, it was January 2nd was the first. The road trip was.
No. When was like our upload? The first upload. You know?
I mean, the upload may have been. I don't have it pulled up, but I have the thing pulled up in our first recording day, and I think that may have been when the upload was, unless the upload was a day later. Was January 2nd.
Oh, okay.
So it was last Monday.
Okay.
So yeah, so we've been doing.
Honestly, the most like time-consuming part of starting the podcast was figuring out our name. We couldn't even start like uploading things because we didn't have a name. We needed a name to have an email and then a name for YouTube. So we really had to brainstorm ideas, and I feel like that took like just several days of our time.
Well, we added it on the 2nd or the 3rd episode, because we
Yeah.
didn't have
The
it for
first 2 episodes we
episode.
didn't have a name.
Yeah. So that's all right. I mean, there are plenty of podcasts I've seen that they've done a little bit and they didn't even have a name. If
Yeah.
they're doing a YouTube streamer and stuff like that. So it's fine.
Yeah, now that we've got that established, I feel like that was the hard part.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was one of my goals because we talked about it, and we always talk a lot in general, and the conversations get really interesting. Sometimes they're like philosophical, or just you and I maybe differ on certain things, and we kind of dive into that. But we've always had really good conversations, like even after over a year now at this point, we're still having long talks like we did like early on.
yeah, which is it's difficult to maintain. I mean, obviously, we don't have like the long talks. We're talking, we can have 3, 4, or even we've had probably a couple times like 5-hour conversation about something, and we
Yeah.
go on go on tangents and stuff like that. And obviously in the beginning,
There's a lot to learn about each other.
there's a lot to learn about each other. There was a lot that we needed to talk about. Like there was a lot. So obviously we're not going to have as many of those now that we did then, because it's like
Sure.
I know you pretty well, at this point, like surprisingly, even, a year and a half, we've talked so much that we've, we probably know each other as well as like standard couples do in 5,
Yeah.
10 years, or maybe not 10 years, but I could see at least like 5 years relationship, like, yeah. And we should do one of those freaking things that you pulled up where they like ask the partner the question or whatever, and we have to answer. Like, what is there this, or what is there that?
Yeah.
We should definitely do that.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do that with
Michelle and John
if they want to.
Oh, yeah.
On. We may have guests at some point.
Yeah. So Michelle is my best friend, and she's been with her guy for 10 years now. And I was telling her about our podcast today, and I was saying like, oh, maybe we could do almost kind of like a double date episode, and they can dive into like tips on the success of their relationship and what works for them, what works for us. And maybe at the, second part of it, we could play the game.
Yeah.
Like they can ask us questions like for each other to guess, and then we can ask them questions, see if they know.
That's not a bad idea.
Which couple gets like the most answers.
We can write some stuff down and get some good questions on that. That'll probably be a fun episode.
Yeah. Let's just hope it doesn't cause any fights.
Yeah.
For them.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's one of her goals, and then we'll throw in another one right now, which is the read a book a month. It's definitely her goal, not mine.
Yeah, I mean, I would say in my late teens, early 20s, I was reading multiple books a month. But I had way more free time then. I literally just had to go to school. And
yeah. No, I made this drink like really strong. I was like, that just hit me that day. So I was like, damn.
Are you gonna get drunk?
Huh?
Are you gonna get drunk?
Probably. I filled it up halfway the cup. That's how much it was.
Tell them what you made.
I did.
You did?
Well, I didn't go into. I said I made a Cadillac margarita.
Oh.
Yeah, some tequila, Cointreau, and a little bit of lime juice. Yeah. So it's good. Tastes good. I don't have any of the sugar, like sugar rim, all that kind of.
You should try. Well,
we don't have, like, you need like a certain type of sugar, I think, or something like that. I don't know. I never fuck with that stuff. I always like fancy. It. I know. I always love that. You go to like a restaurant or something, they bring you the glass.
Oh my gosh, the lemonade,
the fucking glass,
the cucumber lemonade.
Exactly. Yeah. I got to get a margarita glass, and then I still have been looking for a martini glass. Oh wait, Amazon.
Yeah, we have that on our list.
Yeah. Maybe because you got these from Amazon, didn't you?
Yeah. They're so cute.
Okay, maybe I'll have to check that out and see. Because Target ain't having shit. I went to Target and looked, and they didn't have.
Amazon will have cuter ones anyway. There's like way more variety.
Cool. All right.
Anyway,
we'll check that out.
So the book thing, yeah, I used to read books. Like I would say like 2 books a week. Like it was nuts. Like there were some days where if I was like really into a series, I would read like 6 books in like 4 days. Like it was just obsession.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, obviously.
You haven't read The Alchemist, right?
No.
I think I asked you
about
that a while ago.
That's like what you read in school, right?
No. It could be a book that they would do in school, but they don't. They're busy doing fucking annoying ass Shakespeare and shit.
Oh yeah.
No, The Alchemist is actually like a book that like I enjoyed.
Really?
So it's like if I read a book and I enjoy it, it's like a pretty good book because I don't really like reading fucking books.
You remember what it was about?
Yeah, it's this kid in the desert. And it's kind of like about him finding his way. Excuse me. Sort of. Okay. It's by Paulo Coelho, I think is how you pronounce his name. It's like It's a really,
I mean, it is a classic.
It is, yeah. No, it's a really good book, and it's also a really easy read. It's not like heavy, but there's a lot of a lot of like subtle meaning, but it's not overly subtle where it's like, oh, I didn't see that, and it's like, it's like the freaking watching King and Queens episode the other day. She was watching it, and remember the literature class they were doing?
Yeah,
he's like, oh, well, actually, Jane Eyre,
like metaphors and symbolism and stuff.
Yeah, but it was just like, oh, it's the representation of her virginity. Like, oh god,
yeah,
how fucking boring.
That used to like be so annoying in English class.
It's not like that. These are more just like it's there's symbolism, but it's like it's entertaining to read. You could probably read the entire thing in one day. So
I haven't really read many classics. I prefer fantasy romance stuffs.
This girl with the romance. I think there's a love interest in it.
I do need romance just is very interesting.
It's been a while.
But yeah, so now that I'm an adult and busy and like don't have that much time to squeeze in a book a day, I'm sort of starting off, with enough time to at least get a book in a month. I feel like that's fair.
It's doable.
Right. Especially since I only read like 2 or 3 books last year, which unacceptable.
It's more than I've read in the last like fucking 5 years.
Something. So, and I love reading. So I feel like I want to make the time for it. I don't want to just push aside something that I truly love doing to do everything else. Sometimes I feel like I don't prioritize the little things that I actually love because I'm like too tired by the end of the day. It's like, just leave it over there. I'll do it another day. I don't want to do that. I want to at least try to make the time for the little things that I love doing.
Yeah. Well, I think that's one of the important things too. That goes back to my goal about the sleeping thing, is like doing exactly that, is like sleeping a little bit less and using that time to do things you want to do,
Well, it's not that you're sleeping less. It's just that we're shifting the sleep.
Well, no, sleeping less. I mean, like if you're sleeping like 10 hours, that's like.
Well, I mean, we've been sleeping like 8 to 9, like a night, because we've been going to bed at like 3, sometimes 4. So by the time it's.
I mean, I think we went to bed for like one night, but a lot of other nights it's like 2:30 to 3, and if we're waking up at 12:30, it's like.
Well, we normally
like 9:30 to
we
10,
normally get up at like 11, and then we sort of start getting up around 11:30, and then we're in the shower by noon.
Yeah, it's too slow moving in the day. That's why then like when we go out of that and we want to make some food, it's like it's fucking rush job.
Yeah.
And it's like, is it a rush job? Is there no time? Or are we just taking too long to move?
We just need to slowly shift the sleep.
Yeah. So yeah, let's jump to some more because we're already at about 24 minutes. So some of the other goals I had on here, one of them obviously was, reach desired financial targets. That's kind of, just in my head. I have, just ideas of like, okay, I want to make, X amount this year, or.
Now, is this a total number, or is it like a monthly number? What does that look like? I mean, you don't have to actually dive into the numbers itself, but like what are you at the end of the year going to be like, I achieved this?
Yeah. So, I trade.
Trade what?
Crypto. And actually the market's been fucking hot today. Bitcoin is pumping. But anyway, that can go.
Hashtag Bitcoin.
Hashtag. That's an inside joke. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
So Yeah, I trade. I made an Excel spreadsheet like a month ago, kind of creating like a little journal. Um, and what it'll, I mean, I can't show you right now, but basically we'll track like specific days. I'll input, what the profit and loss was on a particular day. And then that gets automatically calculated and tabulated into a weekly total, a monthly total, and then the monthly total gets aggregated together throughout the year, and then it gets summed, and then I have like a graph, and so I can see like a visual representation of like the profit and loss and stuff
Whoa.
like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And then I also have another tab on that same sheet for tracking information of like, when did I take the trade? What was the risk reward in the trade? What was the profit and loss? What was the reason that I took the trade? What were my emotions during the trade? These were some tips a guy I follow on YouTube, Trader Main. He mentioned about journaling. A lot of people talk about it, but these were some ideas, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make a little journal,
So now
throw it
are
on
these
here.
entries specific to the token? Like you say you have like a graph or to show. Are you merging all of them, or are you just doing certain tokens one at a time that has its own separate graph? Or
No, I'm not splitting up the tracking based on the token. It's all based on like your portfolio of like, so like a trading portfolio. So you have like a certain amount of money you put on an exchange, and then you use that to trade, right? So
yeah,
whether I'm buying or selling whatever it is, Bitcoin, Doge, Ethereum, something like that, that itself doesn't really matter, because it's more of like, what was the profit and loss in US dollars. Oh, and then also I'll put a picture of the before and after of the chart. So I can see like what it looked like before. Then when the trade played out, was I stopped out or did it reach target? And what it looks like. And so it's kind of cool because trading is a probabilistic game, basically. Um, you're betting on probabilities. It's not entirely random. There's randomness to it, but the idea is that utilizing an edge, you can have not only a learning certain things, you can use them to have a slight edge, but also with the way you do proper risk management, you can prevent significant losses while at the same time achieving large gains based on your risk probability. So basically, you can win like 40% of your trades and still be profitable, right? Because if the risk reward you take on a trade is 3 to 1, that means if the trade goes to how you're expecting it to play out, you win 3R, which basically means you're winning 3 times the amount that you're risking. And if you get stopped out and the money's lost, you're risking 1R. So 3R, so a 3 to 1 risk reward means basically you can win 1 trade for every 3 trades and break even. So you don't have to win 100% of the time. So it actually gives you better odds than a 50-50, right? Which is like a flip of a coin. And then obviously, better understanding of, the markets and Lingo and all that. You can learn a lot. I mean, I've been involved in trading since 2017. Like I said, I'm no pro by any means.
I've been trading longer.
She hasn't been trading longer. She bought some Ethereum a year earlier than I was in crypto.
Isn't that
You
crazy?
don't trade.
You're the trader, like out of the two of us, but somehow I was in first, and that's only because of word of mouth.
No, it's not weird at all. there are many traders in crypto that came after me, and they're much better traders than me, and they've made
But also
God knows how much money.
you don't
So
do it full time.
no, I don't, and so that's kind of the goal. That's the hope that I could be able to do that full time.
What does it look like for someone that wants to do trading full time? Like, do you have to make like a certain amount daily, weekly,
Yeah,
monthly?
so the sheet that I have, like, I'll have like a goal. I'm like, okay, I want to make like 50,000 this year. We'll say like that actually is like my goal for trading. Now, last year I made, $3,000 or something. Like, so I didn't really make any significant amount of money. So to go from that to 50 would actually be huge. That would be a huge jump. Um, but it's not a goal of like, oh, I'm gonna do it or I'm not gonna do it, or it's something that I want to aim for, because I would love to be able to be able to consistently pull in income from trading. That would be nice, because now it's more of like, oh, I just kind of do it as like a hobby. I do it like, when I
You kind of do
want, and
that
it's
like what I do
fun.
with
And
writing, or what I originally was doing with writing, where it's just like, oh, this is something cool that I like to do, but it's not pulling in like a salary.
right, and I enjoy it, and I spend a lot of time on it, and I'll do a trade, and I'll make 400 or 500 bucks, and then I'll lose 600 bucks, like, or whatever. So uh in the end it washes out, right? So
Until
it,
we get a peak like last August or the previous August or whatever it
well
was,
well
when all of our portfolios were like up.
Yeah, I mean, there is a big difference between trading and, we'll call it, investing, which is more of just like longer term swing trading, right? Like, what I'm talking about are more of, it's like you're entering into a position, and then you're closing the position, and that all is happening within, you know maybe a day, maybe three days, not long positions at all. Whereas it's something like, if you're going to buy a project, like, you're like, oh, I think Ethereum is going to be the big, thing for the Web3 space, and blah blah, and it's going to be worth $10,000 per ETH and all this kind of shit. Then you're going to buy it, and you're going to hold it for a couple of years, and then
Hmm.
and that's not really, you're not really, that's not trading, because trading is more of, you're basing it on other things. Whereas when you're doing that, that's more of just an investment. It's like, okay, do I believe
Yeah,
in this thing? Am I looking at a long-term horizon? Long-term horizon, you don't care what the price is in
yeah,
the interim, right? So
that's me.
yeah, and that's normal, and that's fine, and that's me too, right? Like, I'm not like a primary like, I'm you like invest in stuff like that, but um it's yeah, like, it's not, you can they're not synonymous, and you can be both. You can be just a trader. Like, there are people that are just traders, and they don't hold crypto at all. They will trade in crypto, and they hold dollars, and they'll trade in crypto, right? Like, that's like my trading account. It's dollars. But but you can hold like other things that aren't dollars, and those you're not trading. Those are just, it's sitting in that asset or whatever it is. So anyway, this spreadsheet I have tracks the day, week, month, and all
Wait, so
that.
what was the actual resolution? It was to be consistent
Well, for the trading, for
with your
example, it is
entries.
like, no, for the trading, for example, it's like $50,000, right? Like, that's the goal. If someone's a trader, they want to be able to do it full time. You need to be able to have some sort of salary, right? You need to be able to make something that's enough to be able to afford expenses, right? Like, people that are on, YouTube or Twitch streaming and whatever, if that's all that they do, they're making enough money to be able to support their lifestyle. And the big players make way more than 50. take someone like Ninja, right? Like that dude makes fucking millions a
Yeah.
year. And most of it's from fucking advertising, which is the funniest thing of all, is that no matter whoever they are, Twitch streamers, basketball players,
Right. It's like a
celebrities,
small percentage of their earnings are the actual platform that they're on. And then they'll get sponsorships and
it's like even like LeBron James, right? It's like, oh, this guy's like the best player in the league, and he will, or Steph Curry or whoever, and they'll still make more money than they make, right? They're the best in the league, so they're commanding the most money, and they'll still make more money from sponsorships.
Yeah. And they're already making a crazy amount in their contracts.
Right. It's really weird.
Yeah.
All right,
That's cool.
Let's kind of go through let's try to go through a couple more of these real quick, and then we'll go ahead and call it on this one. So really brief, two other ones that you had on minor goals were grow TikTok, YouTube content, and keep up with side hustles. So what side hustle? And I mean, the TikTok, YouTube one you could talk about, but I think that's not something you're going to really do now, at least.
Yeah. So the TikTok, YouTube one, I kind of had this like idea of, well, first the idea came from what YouTubes and TikToks that I like watching. And so I kind of want to replicate that in my own I don't know, YouTube journey, but that type of content, I don't really have what I want to film yet. So, like, I would love to do like garden videos. I would love to do like just house decor, repairing, um, just just house lifestyle stuff. And I don't necessarily think I want to do that while we're still in our apartment. I would probably want to wait until we have like our own home, like out like where we have like land and animals. And so I feel like once that is more concrete, whenever that is, that may not even be this year. That could be in a few years. It could be this year. I don't know. But until then, that is just sort of, I want that kind of on the table when that does arrive for us.
So what kind of side hustles and stuff you got in the interim?
Side hustles. So
But make sure you don't.
I'm getting close to the mic.
Yeah.
On the mic. Eminem. Let's see. So I just kind of I'm literally on the brink of finishing one, which is the puzzle book. So I'm in the process of publishing a kids puzzle book with Barnes and Noble, and they sent the prototype, so we should be getting that in like the next few days. And once it's approved, then it'll be.
Hopefully the margins are fucking fixed. You change that, right?
I think so, but honestly, if it's not, then whatever. Because I had to fix a bunch of things in the book too. So, but once it's approved, it'll be distributed and people can buy it. So that is almost done. That took that was probably the thing I've been working on the past 2 months or so. Maybe even 3 months, 2 or 3 months. And yeah, it was super fun. I plan to make more. And yeah, maybe have like an established brand of like kids books. And yeah, we got some really good feedback from a family friend when we were on our road trip, and he's a big business guy and he's got a lot of experience, and so he gave me some really good tips on how to kind of move forward with that project and future projects. So excited for those, and I'm definitely going to implement his ideas going forward because he's very wise. And
thanks, Jim. By the way, you also got me addicted to Huckleberry vodka.
Yeah.
So, asshole.
Yeah.
No, we love Jim.
I know, we love Jim so much. And we, obviously, him and I got closer in that trip too. Like we, it was always very casual, but we definitely grew our relationship with that too. And I've known him my whole life, weirdly enough. But
yeah, it was very weird. Yeah, we spent a little bit of time there. I didn't know him at all, and
all the way in Montana.
Yeah, we bonded pretty well in
Yeah,
a couple of days.
He loved you.
Yeah, he took a liking to me.
Yeah.
Like I think
we should video call him.
Yeah, we should.
We should like keep tabs. Like, hey, what up?
Yeah, he's.
I see him being like our mentor. Like we should like keep up with him and be like, hey, look, we did what you said, and
Yeah, I think Jim's a great guy. He's got a lot of knowledge and expertise. And he's just kind of fun to be around.
He is.
Yeah, he just is. So
yeah. So anyway, the puzzle book is about to be finished. So that was one of the side hustles. So basically, like kids' books are like one side hustle. Writing my novels is another one, which we talked about in the past episode. So
I was like, the writing your book's not really a side hustle.
Well, it's gonna be. You have to like work at it for it to be complete to be your side hustle, So hopefully that brings income with royalties at some point. The podcast. Am I forgetting anything for side hustles?
I mean,
is there anything else I do?
I mean, there was like Pinterest stuff or whatever, but
right.
I don't know if you can really call that.
Yeah, no, I'm trying like affiliate links and just other ways to make a little bit of money and sell some merch. And
I think whatever it is that you do, it's got to be consistent,
right?
For it to actually
see. I forget that I'm even doing that, and I think that's also the problem.
Well, that's the thing, and that goes back to like I think what I've said a lot, which is you can't get wrapped up in too many things because you can't keep track of everything.
Yeah,
like it's just like and here to give you an analogy, like me with trading, I used to have like a watch list of different like coins that I would want to trade, and sometimes everyone would be like, oh, I'm in AVAX, I'm in ETH, I'm in Doge, I'm in Mute, I'm in all these freaking coins. Everyone's like trading different things, and so I'll pull them up and I'll add them to this watch list, and then it's like I'll go through this chart and then this chart and this chart, and then you kind of get analysis by paralysis or paralysis by analysis. I always say that backwards. You get analysis paralysis. Like that's what happens because there's too many fucking things going on. There's too many charts. There's too many tokens. There's this one looks like this. This one looks like this. You're in different time frame. It's too much. Like some people I know, they'll trade multiple coins at the same time. Like I've tried doing that in the past, and
I would mess up.
It's too much to keep track of. I'm more of like one trade at a time. I'll find one token at a time. Even now, I used to want to trade like shit coins, altcoins more. Now I'm kind of like, maybe I'll just trade Ethereum. Bitcoin at it's such large market cap, so the movements, because I don't do leverage or anything like that. The movements are like not that big, so it's like it's not really enjoyable to trade because it's like 1% move, whatever. But Ethereum is like large enough that it's liquid, and so because also some of those small coins, if you try to buy in, like you literally half your position won't fill, or you have to sell it or buy it, and then you end up eating more fees because there aren't enough people in the market because the spread is like really large or something like that. So it's a whole fucking thing. But less things to focus on.
I think I'm content with the 4 things though. Like if I at least do like one of those things a night.
I just think you spread yourself too thin. Like you and that doesn't help with the focus too, because then it's like, how do you can't, like, people that like ignoring Elon right? It's like most people, like if they're CEO of a company, it's like they run one company. They may need to do multiple things, but they all serve a singular purpose of this one company. The things like that you're working on are all different things that don't help each other. They don't impact each other, right? They're just separate things. So it's like focus on things that are useful, focus on the things that you're good at and like can be successful in. Or like, you're doing the puzzle thing. It's like, okay, well, this is almost done. So focus on that, knock that out, it's done. So now your puzzle thing's done. You list that, I wouldn't work on another one right now. I would let that just kind of lay to the side. If that starts like, oh, people are like picking it up, people are buying and stuff like that, then it's like, ooh, okay, maybe this is something to kind of sit and dabble with.
Right.
Like maybe I should kind of work on another one, because otherwise then you're spending your time and it's like, well, then if it's not successful and, your book thing, you're already freaking committed to that. So it's just focusing on that. The affiliate link thing, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the whole thing to that, but it's like, I don't know how you even understand how you get people to bite on that. It's kind of,
it's just promoting. Like you got to like spend the money to earn the money. And I've spent a little bit of money, but
you're also not in a position to really put up a lot of money for stuff. So every little bit you do, like when you were doing the chapter express thing, like, you put up like a lot of money for the freaking website. And I told you, I was like, I don't think you should do that. Like, that seems like a lot.
Yeah.
And then one, it ended up being useless because you had to redo it with the other one. And then you ended up not even doing it, or
I moved it.
Right. But I'm saying even after that, then you stop doing it. So it's like, that is an inevitable.
Yeah. Well, that was because I was also unemployed and I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford. Now I probably could, but.
But yeah, folks. What was the fourth one? I mentioned three things.
Puzzle book.
Book.
Affiliates.
Oh, the podcast, I guess.
Oh, the podcast.
Well, the podcast is I mean, there's also the podcast is involves me too. So those other things are all like your own thing, and then this is something that we're doing like together as a joint. So I like it. We work on it. And it's fun. And look, we don't have, what we don't really have like a lot of viewers and like subs and stuff like that, and not making any money off.
We're building it,
but it's fun. I don't know.
Yeah, regardless if this goes anywhere, like I still have like a really good time.
Right. So I think that's like kind of the thing that's also what makes certain things able to be successful, is if you like enjoy doing it. Because like we talked about, like it's hard to stay committed to doing things.
Yeah.
And you have to push yourself sometimes.
It's kind of like going to the gym,
but you also
with
have
a
to
friend.
kind of enjoy it. Yeah.
It's better, like you are more likely to go to the gym with somebody than by yourself, because that somebody kind of gives you the motivation, or it's more fun.
The best times I ever had going to the gym working out was with a friend. Shout out to my homie Mike. Miss you, dude. I got to reply back to your text. Yeah, my homie Michael, he he was in the Marines, served in Iraq, combat medic. He was like my really good friend in school. And dude's fucking yoked, like so big. Like you would think he's on steroids. He's not. He's natty as hell. And he has a level of fucking motivation that I will never understand. Like he just his working out, his diet, he 4.0, like the wife, 2 kids. It's like, dude, how do you manage to do all of this? And his wife Heather, who I love her as well. She's so great. She's very helpful and supportive. Like she takes care of the kids and just helps allow him to do the things he needs to do, kind of. And so, yeah, they're great. They're like, those people, like, kind of like how you with Michelle. It's like they're your friends, but they're basically like your family, kind of thing. And he moved to New York when we were out here, and we haven't really gotten a chance to talk much last few years. But anyway, so I think we can go ahead and call it there. Yeah, we'll talk more about the other one or two goals on a part 3.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is it. Enough of our blabbering. Anything else you wanted to go over?
Make sure for those who are watching, check out our Twitter link. It should be right there. And
Somewhere.
It's your right,
it's my right.
Right as well.
Maybe it's my left.
No, it's not.
How do you know where I am?
Because you'll be on the right and I'm on the left.
Not always. Mix it up.
If you mix it up, yeah. But I'm normally
you mixed up the thumbnails too.
Well, I mixed it up once to try it. But
I'm already doing it anyway.
Oh my god.
We were randomizing this. we doing it one day at a time.
Fine. Anyway, check out our Twitter link. Ridiculous.
You love me.
And yes, I do. And yeah, that's pretty much all the announcements we have. We're gonna try and upload more consistently. Now that we've got like our audio situated and our camera is good, we have our tables set up like in a way that we're happy with, and it's sort of more podcast friendly because our dining table is literally like this big. So can't film a podcast at that table. But now we've merged our desks together, so it's like one big conference table, and we can look at each other, and it's actually like a conversation. So I think we'll probably upload every day, if not every other day, but we'll probably be uploading on a consistent basis. So
yeah, look forward to it, and maybe it's still kind of early. We got some time tonight. Maybe we'll do a Let's Get Deep on another episode or something. I don't know. I'm fucking
just throwing out episodes.
I'm jamming.
Okay.
I'm jamming. So if my partner in crime over here is down for it, I'm fucking down. So yeah, anyway, thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. Like the video if you like it, as in hit the like button on the video, and subscribe for more content, and we'll be posting this on
and if you have a comment, just like write anything below. Like engagement like really helps with like the algorithm. So you could say like the sky is blue. Doesn't even matter.
But honestly, I'd love to hear from you guys.
If anybody is watching, just say hi. Tell us what you want to hear.
I will reply to everything.
Yes.
So
yes.
Yeah, that's one thing that I've never understood. I mean, I understand if maybe
until you get like hundreds of thousands
where you're so large, but
yeah.
A lot of times, like, people are not that large, and they can't even reply to the people that watch the thing.
Maybe it's like an ego thing, video.
Yeah,
peasants.
I don't get it. Because I've replied to videos, and like I say, like something really nice or comment about it. And it's like they don't like it. They don't comment. Nothing. There's no engagement from their end. And so I definitely
I want to build a community. I want us to feel like we're all friends, as long as we're able. Obviously if we get overwhelmed, and we'll do our best at that point, but until we get there,
that's not a problem for us.
Yeah.
So right now,
till we get there, we will respond to everybody, and obviously we appreciate it, anyone that takes the time to say hello or to write something.
Yeah. So thank you guys for listening. And we will be back with our next episode 7 soon. Look forward to talking to you then.
Bye, guys.
Bye.